Hi, I'm Rob Eshman. I'm the national editor of The Forward, and today I'm in one of my favorite places in Los Angeles, the Skirball Cultural Center. Today I'm here for a really special reason. I'm here to talk about Hanukkah. We're going to go into their permanent collection where they have amazing menorahs, amazing Hanukkah lamps. Then afterwards, maybe check out a Hanukkah cocktail.
I have such warm memories as a child. I remember getting a very special doll one year. That memory is with me today.
Holidays like Hanukkah are a lot of fun and full of memories of food, of family, of music.
I mean, Hanukkah to me is warmth. Sometimes my family comes together, but also I think Hanukkah in the past couple of years has been more intimate.
When I was a child, Hanukkah was still a very small sized celebration. In many ways, it's really deepened and widened as a holiday.
My very close friend in junior high was Jewish. So that was the first time I got introduced to kind of like Jewish culture and, Hanukkah. Every single night, they would sing their prayer, their religious song for Hanukkah and light the menorah. And there were latkes, which I love because I'm a foodie.
When I started working here at Skirball, I was about 22 years old. And I didn't know a lot about Hanukkah or a lot about the Jewish culture. Hanukkah was always, seeing the kids running around, seeing families hanging out in our courtyard, and that made me as well connect with my childhood memories. You know what I mean? Good to see you. Welcome to my bar. I'm Cesar Zamaro. I'm a lead bartender here at Skirball, and I'm a mixologist. Today, we're gonna try to make a Hanukkah treat.
Hanukkah doesn't really have a cocktail. Christmas has eggnog. Like, how do you come up with a cocktail, and why this for Hanukkah?
When I think of Hanukkah, I think of jelly donuts and chocolate cookies. I have jelly, a nice raspberry jelly.
And what's the chocolate element? You said
the chocolate element, we have a Creme de Cacao. When I make a drink, I wanted to bring back memories, you know what I mean? So for this drink, I hope that when you taste it, you go back into your childhood and remember those times when you were, hanging out with your parents and having a cookie or, having a jelly donut.
It's so funny because a lot of people drink to forget.
Right.
You make drinks to remember.
Exactly. That's what I always want to do with my drinks.
And like so many holidays, Hanukkah is really about remembering. It's about remembering what happened thousands of years ago. So how do you make this drink?
The first thing we do is we chill our glasses. So we're gonna make two. We start with a heaping bar spoon of raspberry jelly.
You make these sufganiyot, which are the traditional Hanukkah donuts, and they're stuffed with raspberry jelly. So you just thought,
put it in a drink. And to give it a little pop, we'll use some fresh lemon juice. Then we're gonna go with sweet vermouth. Round out those sweetness from the jelly. 3/4 of an ounce. We're gonna move to our chocolate.
So this is real cacao, real vanilla.
Real vanilla. So we're gonna do a full ounce of creme de cacao.
So what's the base liquor? The one.
We're gonna do rye whiskey for this drink. And we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of the whiskey. Now we're gonna get some ice, shake it up.
Wow.
I think you're really gonna enjoy this.
Nice. Yeah, beautiful. I didn't even know what you described that color as.
And now we're gonna do a little bit of nutmeg.
Wow, that smells so good.
A little bit of mint. There you go.
That is stunning. So what are you calling this?
What do you think?
I want to taste it first and see if it
Let's
suggests
go.
something.
Let's do it.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Happy
Cheers.
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
There are so many flavors. I mean, the leader, one of the leaders of the revolt during Hanukkah was Judah Maccabee, and Maccabee means hammer.
Oh, nice.
So we could call it Judah got hammered, something like that. I don't know. We'll have to run it by the focus groups.
What do you think?
This is absolutely delicious, and it's really complex. And you're genius. Judah got hammered.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
As a person who identifies as Jewish, getting to work at the Skirball is like coming home. To find that feeling of welcome here has just meant a lot to me personally. I just have felt so lucky that I get to work here with this team.
Growing up Jewish, for me, involved lots of culture that was not only Jewish. And that feels connected to my experience at Skirball. One of the things that we talk about is serving the community. We talk about wanting to welcome people as they are.
You can be Jewish just once a year when you have potato latkes, or you can be Jewish every day in every way, and there is a way for you to feel celebrated at this place.
So I just had my cocktail. I'm definitely in the Hanukkah spirit, and it just feels powerful to be inside the Skirball now. I haven't been here for 2 years. Hanukkah is this holiday about rededication, rededicating the temple after the revolt. And I feel like the Skirball is rededicated to its mission, to its values, and it's coming back to life. Right now, I'm going to go into the core exhibit. I'm going to interview Sue Pollup, a docent who's been here 16 years, and she's going to show me their amazing collection of Hanukkah menorahs. Hi, Sue.
Hey, Rob.
Good to see you.
Glad to see you.
Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely.
Tell people who you are.
So I am a docent at Skirball, and I've been here for 16 years.
16 years.
This is a passion for me.
Wow. And you're going to show me some menorahs?
Absolutely. So
Do it.
let's take a look. You know, we have over 200, probably more, Hanukkah here at Skirball.
Wow.
These were selected because they're interesting in terms of where they came from and also how they're designed. So
Great.
we're going to look at those stories that these Hanukkah tell.
Great.
So this is what I call a showstopper.
Wow.
So this was created by a member of the Rothschild family, and we call these Hanukkah to separate them from the word menorah.
The menorah has seven
7 branches.
and the Hanukkah has 9, right?
Jewish items reflect where they came from. So we see a unicorn. We wouldn't expect to see that
Never seen a unicorn
ever on a Hanukkah, right?
Right.
And at that time, it was very common in folklore in England.
So it retains that core meaning, but then it adapts to the culture around it.
Correct.
And that's solid silver?
Yes. We're going to look at some other Hanukkah that also came from this period, but have other totally different stories.
Great.
So this particular case contains many of the most interesting Hanukkah that we have.
Oh, this is great. So the bear.
Yeah.
What's this one? Tell me the story of this one.
So that's from a Polish folktale. Jews say they are drawn to the honey of the study of the Torah. Now, some of these that have back panels were actually originally meant to hang on a wall where it would be visible out the window at Hanukkah.
Mm-hmm.
Originally oil, and then many of them were converted to candles.
Tell me about this one, the little
These
chairs. It's just
You know, it's believed that this was probably for a child. It was interesting to know that when a lot of these were commissioned, Jews were not allowed to be in the guilds, and so they would commission a Christian silversmith.
So this one, it looks like it's brass,
Yes.
and it's from Galicia, I see, 19th century. That eagle at the top is just,
Well, because it was probably part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Several of the Hanukkah in this case are designed to reflect the architecture of the area.
I see.
And that building in Vienna is very much what you see here.
You know, it's just layers of symbols and meaning, and it would also be something you could teach.
These are storytellers. And so they went from very simple. You see the one here is like the Arc de Triomphe in Paris.
Is that from France?
Yes, so you often see all that relationship between architecture, the story of the majority culture, and yet always the object retained its use as a ritual object for the Jewish people. Elaborate, simple, it doesn't matter. Once it belongs to your home and your family, it's your heirloom.
Because it's really about the light, right? It's
the
really
light.
about the glow that it casts.
Exactly. Wherever we've lived, we've adapted, we've kept our traditions, and we've survived.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
This is great.
I'm glad you enjoyed
Thank
it.
you.
It's always fun to show people these objects.
I love it.
Every year at Hanukkah, we always use the same Hanukkah. By virtue of being part of a family tradition every single year, just takes on so much significance.
It brought a very specific joy to my grandmother to light the electric menorah.
It reminds me a little bit of Diwali because it's for Diwali, ours is we call it the Festival of Life. It's like 5 days, but you light candles. But as a kid, that just it resonated with me. And then Hanukkah, like 8 nights of lighting it just reminded me of Diwali. You know?
This menorah I use spins, looks kind of old and it's very waxy. This menorah I feel like is very traditional. Like this is what you see on like the wrapping paper or whatever. But I love the menorahs in there because it just shows how like diverse the celebration and the holiday can be.
So I've had my Hanukkah drink and I've seen some of the amazing menorahs here, and I'm really excited for the special surprise. I've been to the Skirball dozens of times. I've never seen the depths of its collection. So I'm here to meet Sherry Bernstein.
I'm Sherry Bernstein, and I am the director of the Skirball Museum.
So tell me what I'm about to see.
Okay, you're coming into our collection storage space. This is the back of house.
Wow.
Everything is kind of carefully tucked away. So this is one of the cabinets where we store our Hanukkah lamps. We have over 200 Hanukkahot in the collection, and a lot of the collecting was done in the 1920s and 30s. Both of these are from the 19th century and from Poland, probably, definitely Eastern Europe.
So there's a lot of land of Israel imagery.
Yes, and there are birds. This is the interesting thing, and it gets to the point that just because something is part of Jewish tradition doesn't mean that Jews were ever purists necessarily.
Right. There's a lot of things to attract children to them.
One of our very modern lamps, there's a cartoon version of a Hanukkah. And then we've got some more modern looking lamps.
And what is this?
This is a lamp from the early 20th century. It's just interesting when you think of the stories behind all of these. It gives us a sense, all of us on the museum team, of responsibility. So one lamp that we wanted to show you is from Cochin, India. And this is just an unusual piece that we have exhibited. It was given to us by a man who came on a tour. He said that it was used for over 90 years in India. And then it came along with this gentleman or members of his family when he immigrated to the United States.
Wow.
This is a contemporary lamp. It was actually made in 1985. You might have heard of Otto and Gertrude Natzler. They're some of the most well-known ceramic artists of the 20th century, working together and married in Vienna. And then they immigrated to LA.
It's almost like a snake pattern or...
I've seen a lot of that in modern design, kind of a hearkening back to something that feels, elemental.
Yeah, every generation kind of makes it its own.
I totally agree.
Wow. Well, thank you.
You're
This is great.
welcome.
I think that there is a lot that is miraculous all around us.
Making it through COVID is a miracle. That's a big one for many people.
I do believe in miracles. The support from my family and my community will create a miracle.
I believe in miracles because I was born in Sri Lanka. The miracle is coming to America, my parents deciding to just build a new life.
Actually, I tell a story about miracles. It's about the fox, Kitsune. When this special fox comes into your life somewhere, it creates the possibility of a transformation. She's very curious.
I don't know. I think I see miracles when like groups of people like come together and fight for something that is right. I think that's also kind of like part of the Hanukkah story is like persistence, people coming together for something far greater than themselves.
Hanukkah comes at the time of the year when the days are shorter, and when I light the candles, I always think we're bringing light to the world. And so when I look at Hanukkah, to me, the real miracle is to be able to come through the difficult times and know there's light ahead.